might have been dabbling on LinkedIn at the time. But anyway, basically, I think if you look on my Twitter account under Versha Carter, that will tell you the dates that I did it, because my first Twitter message was, I've been told by one of my clients that I have to set up a Twitter account. And that's my first message.
Oh my gosh. And so after you'd signed up to Twitter and LinkedIn, how did you feel? Did you feel excited or intimidated by this new world?
I really sort of have been slow to jump on the bandwagon for Twitter, though I'm just starting to get more into it. And I think where it's useful for exhibitions, basically, LinkedIn I totally bought into from day one and got really excited about it, probably faster and with greater speed than the average business person. And the reason for that is that in the exhibition organising world, for the last 25 years, it's always been about building our database. So before we had the internet, we would read every magazine that came out, read every article, notice every name of every person, then try to find their telephone number and their address by, phoning directory inquiries or something like that. Then when the internet came out, at the beginning, loads and loads of people, one of the things that happened really quickly was people just started putting directories on there, like masses and masses of people's names and address details. And I literally, with my other company that I work for, we would just scroll through the internet looking for databases and building our database, and we did that all the time. And so then LinkedIn comes along, and all of a sudden I've got like such a massive opportunity to get data and build our database. And so that I bought into LinkedIn 100% straight away, not so much for what I was going to put out, like not so much for the messages that I was going to put out, but for the people that I was going to find. So the thing that got me really excited about LinkedIn was being able to do those searches where we would be able to go in and search for people with keywords, LiDAR France, for instance, LiDAR Netherlands. So when we launched our LiDAR show in Europe and we had 900 people on our database, without having LinkedIn at our side, I would have been a bit more nervous about that but literally, we were able to start joining lots of groups, starting up groups ourselves, and then just literally doing searches for individual people and trying to find a way of communicating with them. Sometimes you're restricted by the privacy that they've put on, so we still might sometimes revert to finding their name, finding their company organisation, or trying to track down some information that we can, and then searching for them on the web for them. So anyway, so I bought into LinkedIn straight away because of what I could get out of it from my database. But now we do use LinkedIn, like literally, every time we do a press release, every time we do a blast email, whatever we're sending out so we've got a marketing campaign with like a clear plan about what we're going to do. And every time a press release or a blast email goes out, we do a Twitter. I'm never very good at the language of Twitter, but we do a tweet and we send a message on LinkedIn.
Right. I don't know if you've heard of the term Web 2.0 or social media or social networking sites. Are you familiar with these terms?
Not Web 2.0.
No. So Web 2.0 is basically building on Web 1.0, and it's just the second generation of the web. It's all about open communication and freedom of information, and that's where social media sites have come in. Do you think that's necessarily a good thing, that you can say what you want to who you want?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I think that's exciting. Don't you think that's exciting about countries that didn't have the freedom of expression and now can? I mean, they've still got problems, I think, but there's ways around it, aren't there? So
absolutely. No, I do think it's exciting. Obviously, there are negative implications as well. For example, my dad has LinkedIn, and somebody posted something inappropriate, and he didn't have the information to back up what he was saying. And luckily my dad knew exactly what he was talking about and fought him, but it was on a very open discussion board and hundreds of people saw it and commented on it, And he brought it back, luckily, because he knew what he was talking about. But there is definitely, I think, an underlying negative side potentially.
So that's the one good thing about LinkedIn is that there is the opportunity to
fight your corner.
But also to if you start up on a group. Well, if you control the group, that is. So in my basis for my events, because when I opened up the LinkedIn group, at the beginning, in fact I still do, to be honest. Basically, LinkedIn has changed in the time that I've had it. So you can now have open LinkedIn groups, which basically you don't. So I own a number of groups. I've got a group for all of my shows, and in some cases where the industry sector wasn't sewn up already, like marine electromagnetics, I've got a site for marine electromagnetics, and I control that site. And basically, you can make these sites open or close, in that you have to approve the members, and I have opted to have all of my members approved. And the reason for that is because this open sites, a lot of sites suddenly became open, like when this option became available. And so sites that had been up there for ages suddenly became open. They gave people warning that they were going to become open so that you could potentially leave it if you want. But what it means now is that anyone can join them. Nobody's approving whether they can join them, and therefore anyone can put anything they want on them. So there are groups that used to be really kind of focused and really good, and now they're just getting loads of spam on it, and it's like, so that's a group that you end up leaving because you just don't want these messages coming into your inbox, you know. But you can also control all the discussions that go onto your group. So if you own the group, so it's only useful when I own the group. I mean, if I'm on a general ocean technology site, which I don't own, and somebody says something bad about my show, then you've got to hope that I'm on that site and that I've seen it myself.
And you can police it.
What's even worse is you might not even see it.
Yeah.
But on your own sites, you can control it. And I have had restricted access for... What I do is that when people become a member, I don't let them post straight away. So I approve the membership. And then I also have the option for something like a week that I can approve what they put on. So they can't put on something straight away.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely a good point. So my second objective is to explore the opinions of the individuals in the business to find out if they believe that social media and social networks will be a fundamental method of communication as a marketing tool in the future, or do you maybe think it's a fad?
No, I don't think it's a fad at all.
So you think it's here to stay?
Definitely. We're using Twitter more now, so I mean, I talked about LinkedIn a lot, and we were using LinkedIn when you were here.
Yeah.
But we're starting to use Twitter a lot more now. And one thing that we've just done for the first time ever is on our conference program for ILMF, and I can send you a PDF of this of our catalogue if you want. But literally on the front, we've put our hashtag address on there, and we've on every page, like wherever the conference is and the poster program, we've put our hashtag there so that when people are just literally sitting in the room, they can just go in and put a hashtag about what they're, make a comment about what they're watching at the moment. And that sort of came about because we were at ELMF and Caroline was on Twitter and she noticed that somebody had just put a comment on Twitter. So one of the evolutions, Mimi, that we have been having a lot of debate with about Twitter is, so the way you promote Twitter accounts at the moment is, like, we've got a Twitter account called Ocean Business, for instance, or we've got one called the LiDAR Forum, I think, is it called the LiDAR Forum? No, it's called LiDAR Forum.
Right.
Our Twitter account is called LiDAR Forum. And so when you talk about our, so people can join and follow us at LiDAR Forum. So the address is at the @ LiDAR Forum, and that's how they follow us. But if they don't necessarily want to follow us and they just want to be on their own account, just talking about whatever they want to talk about, like talking about whatever, you know, ranging from what they did that day and what they had for breakfast to what they're doing in business.
Yeah.